Hey, this is Mike from the One Stop Co-op Shop, showing off Field Commander Napoleon from Dan vs. Games. But you can also call this one by its alternative title, Watch Mike Be a Terrible General. I asked the Patreon patrons what kind of battle they wanted to see, and they said one that had some back and forth, some more kind of an epic feel to it. So I'm filming Napoleon's battles against the Prussian and Russian alliance in 1806. Historically, Napoleon won a huge victory against the Prussians right off the bat, and then when the Russian reinforcements came in, he won a couple of battles to kind of push them out, so that's what we're going for. I'm going to go through setup quickly, but I'm not going to have a separate how to play section. Instead, I'll kind of walk through it on the first turn, because everything sort of goes in a set order, and I think it's pretty easy to explain that way. And don't forget, if you like the One Stop Co-op Shop, subscribe and hit that little bell icon for video notifications. Listen to our podcast on Sundays, join the conversation on Slack or Discord, and consider supporting us through Patreon. So like I said, there's very diverse boards in the game, and many of them will have two different campaigns you can play. So here we're doing 1806. And it has all the details you need to know. Which forces start where, which forces will arrive during the campaign. You'll see all of the green Russian forces are coming in later. And you'll see the board is divided into these little areas, some of them with the symbol of a city. And that's pretty important for this scenario because I need to take all of the cities before time runs out in July of 1807. And cities also have an important rule for setup. They get one garrison and one fortification unit in them automatically. So I've only got one French-held city down here in Munich. Every other city is enemy-held, and there's a ton of defenses I have to contend with. Besides that, in this scenario, you've got this huge Prussian army right here, a little unit by themselves to the north. My main forces are kind of split in two, and Napoleon's hanging out with this group here. We each have 6 of what are called supply points, which are used for many different effects. And we've got the turn counter on the start space, and that's basically it. I'm not saying it's super fast to set up, but if you divide people by scenario, which was how I have them, they're all bagged individually, then the game can get set up pretty quickly. Before I start the first turn, I'll briefly go through the sequence of play. So first, this turn counter will advance. We're going to start out in October of 1806. And important in this scenario, when it advances to December, all the Russian forces are going to show up, I'll get a few reinforcements, and so will Prussia. Then I'll be able to move as many of my mobile forces as I like. That's not counting fortifications and garrisons. They have to stay where they are, but everybody else can move a single space adjacent. Unless they're already in a space with enemies, so these guys are stuck. And Napoleon himself can also move one space, helping to lead a specific battle or force. Then, in the order of my choice, I'll resolve battles where my units and enemy units are coexisting. After that, I'll have the choice to spend some supply points to force march some of my units, potentially starting more battles. Finally, I'll have my resupply phase, where I can gain some more supply points, recruit new units, help to heal units that are damaged. Then the enemy units, except for static forces, again, garrisons and fortifications stand still, the enemy units will roll to see where they move. They'll resolve any battles they instigate, and then they'll get the chance to resupply, which in this scenario means they're going to roll for every city and potentially gain some bonuses. And the only part of the game I haven't shown you is battles, and it's kind of the most important part of the game, but we happen to have a giant one starting right off the bat, so you'll see that in abundance. So I've got one unit in Munich that doesn't really need to hold the city. I'm going to move him toward Pilsen to give him some variety in where he can move later. I'm going to send 3 guys up by themselves to take out that single unit. And then I'll send Napoleon and all the rest of his forces here to reinforce my giant army already fighting there. So that's it for my moves for October, and now I can do the battles in either order. I usually like to do the battles with Napoleon first because one of the results in a battle will move Napoleon to the next battle, so I want to kind of keep him moving forward. So let's go and do this giant one and teach you all about combat. So let's look at a combat unit real quick and get the basics. This letter represents how well trained they are. C for conscript is the worst, then P for poor, L for line, V for veteran, and E for elite. And that mainly affects damage assignment. You have to deal damage to your least trained units in a space before you can hit more trained units. This number in the upper right is their skill level, basically how easy they are to order with special orders. And this is their attack value, what they need to roll equal to or less than on a d10 to actually cause damage generally. Now the first thing you do when you start a battle is roll for Fog of War. And you'll see it all here. They've got results, but first they say if the enemy has 4 to 6 supply points, they're going to spend 2 supply points to get +2 on their roll. And these guys started with 6, so they will indeed spend 2 to get +2 on their roll. Now I'll roll a d10 and add +2. That's not good. So 10 plus 2 is 12. The battle's going to last 2 turns, which is not what I want, and they're going to add an enemy garrison to the battle for free. Once we check for fog of war, we then see if we have enough troop advantage to envelop the unit. Basically, you sum up all of the enemy firepower and all of your firepower, and if one side is 3 times or more than the other, like if they had 10 total and I had 30 total, then you immediately destroy them all. You just totally surround them and blast them away. But I'll tell you for free, that's not happening in this huge battle, so we're going to have to fight this one out. And I mentioned it, but just to show it again, we're fighting 2 battle turns, so I put the little battle turn tracker here. Next, we're going to determine how many battle plans we have and the enemy has. In this scenario, the enemy always has 3. And for us, if Napoleon's in the battle, we use his skill level, which is also 3. But if he's not in the battle, we use the default, which is 1 for our forces. But we can choose to give up some of our battle plans, basically have fewer orders for our units each turn. And if Napoleon's in the battle, we can instead take some insight tokens that give us like kind of special battle plans. We might see some of the others later, but for now, the main ones I'm looking at are Sweep, which lets me do a huge cavalry charge that could be devastating to the enemy. Or Duration, which lets me change the duration of the battle by 1 turn either way, which I think I might use to make it longer. But if I use both of those, my 3 battle plans will go down to 1 because these will basically count as 2 of my battle plans for the entire battle. However, I can at the start of the battle spend 2 supplies for 1 extra battle plan, or 5 for 2 extra, that's the most you can do. But I'm going to take a chance, use both of those insight tokens, and just leave myself with 1 battle plan and hope that I'm smart enough to win with it. So now we go to the actual battlefield itself, and Napoleon's got a nice little spot here for himself. And I place my units out first, and barring special insight abilities, I can put 4 units in my approach, and then all the rest in my reserve. I can't get any in my front space yet. And units can either be in column formation, which means they're vertical like this, or in line formation. Column means they tend to be better at moving, line formation means they tend to be better at shooting. Just another note about units, there are 2 main types, infantry and cavalry. One of the main differences, infantry, if they get hit once, they just go to their reduced side, but they can still fight. Whereas cavalry have fewer soldiers, if they get hit, they're just dead. Additionally, you'll note that cavalry have a little superscript to their attack value. That means if they roll that lower value, they do 2 hits instead of 1, so they can cause extra damage. So the first thing I'm going to do for my forces is put my 3 strongest cavalry units back here, because my sweep insight, if Napoleon can successfully execute it, will basically send them in this crushing cavalry charge against the rearmost enemies. Then I'm going to set up 4 of my infantry in my approach, which again is the max I can start with there. 2 of them are a little weaker, but they're of line rank. They're basically there as meat shields to take damage from my stronger units. Everybody else will be in the back row here as kind of reinforcements. Now, as for the enemy, if they have any garrisons or fortifications, they get placed automatically. Garrisons in the approach reserved for the fortification. But for everybody else, I'm going to shuffle them up and put 4 randomly in the approach. The garrison doesn't use up any of those spaces. And in this case, they've got 2 weak infantry and then 2 stronger cavalry. And everybody else is in their reserve. And except for garrisons and fortifications and cannons, they all start in column formation to try to advance on me. Alright, so we've got 3 turns to try to crush these guys. Let's see how it goes. So the first step of each battle turn is rolling for insights. 1 at a time if I have insights that require activation, like this sweep. I'll roll a d10 and try to roll equal to or less than Napoleon's skill, in this case with a +1 bonus, so a 4 or less on a d10. We got 3 chances of firing this off. Hopefully it'll happen. No. Next I get to place battle plans on my units, although with how I chose my insights I only get to place 1. And basically battle plans are more powerful orders, so like this charge for only cavalry would let me move them twice and then attack, whereas most units will either move or attack on a given turn. All the rest of my units will have to use one of these default battle plans here, but for them I don't have to choose until I actually activate them later in the turn, whereas here I have to choose right now. So I think for now I'll use one of my favorites, Engage. If the unit's in column formation, they don't have to roll to see if they activate it. When you don't have that kind of special power, you have to roll their skill level or less to set it off. And they'll advance. Shock -2 means if they advance into where enemy units are, they might hurt one of them automatically and make them retreat. They'll go into line formation, and then they'll attack with a bonus. I'll go ahead and put that on my strongest guy here. With his 9 normal attack, the +1 will mean he'll hit no matter what. After I've assigned all of my battle plans, I then draw the 3 for the enemy. And how it works is I draw 1 at a time, and I assign the token I've drawn to the unit of highest quality. Now, in this case, all of their guys are P for poor, so I have free reign on who I give it to. And this one is aimed, which is devastating if they're within range of me, which is either adjacent or in the same space. But the great thing is it won't actually have the unit move. So I'm going to give it to one of these guys to kind of gum up their reserve and have only a few people be able to move up. Next I get melee, which also has nobody move. So once again, I'll give it to one of their guys. So only these 2 cavalry should actually advance. Okay, then wheel. It'll be in advance. They'll get into line formation and then attack. And if I gave it to a cavalry, they would actually advance twice, which would put them into range of my guys if I gave it to one of these. You know, I actually do like the idea of one of these cavalry charging up so I can kill them too. So let's give it to that cavalry guy back there. And that's it. I stop drawing once I have 3. I also stop drawing if they don't have enough units to take all of their battle plans. And garrisons and cannons and fortifications never get any, so if they just had like 2 infantry or 2 cavalry, I would only draw 2 and then stop. Now I immediately resolve the enemy's action, so I have to put my actions out before they do their stuff, and then I go last in the turn. You go from the frontmost area of units to the back, and within an area you always do the ones with battle plans before you do the defaults. So for this guy, it says if he's in line formation, no roll, but he's in column. But it doesn't matter because all he would do is attack, which is useless anyway. But again, to activate it, he would have to roll a 4 or less. But he's just going to hang out and do nothing. And this guy with the melee order is the same, so they're both just chilling. Any unit that wasn't assigned a battle plan will take their default. For the enemies, if they're 2 or more away, they'll advance. If they're 0 to 1 away, they'll attack. And if their side has been routed, they will retreat. So in this case, both these cavalry just charge up. And garrisons never do anything, they never move, all they do is shoot at you if you're within 1 range. Okay, next we have this cavalry who's going to try to move twice. He has to roll his skill of 6 or less. And he does not, so he just stays there and does nothing. Now all the rest of these units want to advance, but I can choose which ones advance first, so I'm just going to have 2 of the weak infantry go up, because they can only fit 4 people in their approach, and leave the cavalry back there. So it is good for us, some of their cavalry have charged up, ready for me to cut them down. Now for me, I can resolve my units in any order, but I do want to see this guy shoot one of those cavalry first. And again, with his engage order, he's going to advance, form into line formation, and shoot with a +1/+1 bonus. And the second +1 is for that superscript, so he went from a 9 to a 10-1, which means if he rolls a 10 or less, he'll do 1 damage, but if he rolls a 1, he'll do 2 damage. No such luck, but he does hit 1. Remember, you can only shoot in your space or adjacent. If you're in your space, you're in melee and you have to shoot there. But here I can shoot here, and damage always goes on the lowest quality troop, but these guys are both poor, and really they're equivalent, so I can kill whichever of them I want. And really important, each guy you defeat goes into the reinforcement bag, which starts out filled with just basic recruits. Now they suggest an opaque cup, whatever, just don't look and you can use a bag. And as for everybody else, I get to choose their action as they move, so I think I'll just have all of these guys advance. I'll have all of these guys advance. Wait, actually, I can't fit one of them. Let's leave back one of the cavalry, I guess. And these 3 cavalry are going to hang out because they want to hopefully sweep this turn. And at the end of every battle turn, we again check whether one side is 3 times as strong as the other. Not the case here. And if one side is 3 times stronger than the other, they make the other side rout, which means all of their units will just retreat 1 away every turn. They won't even draw battle plans. And you no longer care about the battle turns. You play until everyone's killed or until everyone's retreated. But no such luck, so we're moving on to battle turn 2. And we get another chance to sweep. We still need that 1 to 4. No, we're only going to get 1 more try at it. And if I don't get that, I don't really see me winning this battle straight out. Now I have a few options for my battle plan this turn. I could use square, which you can only use on infantry and you don't have to roll to activate. And it means that you attack before the enemy, but you can only attack a cavalry. So I could have this unit just automatically kill the cavalry before they can shoot at us. But I think what I'd rather do, I want to have these guys attack, and if they try to shoot while they're in column formation, they have to roll their skill level, so they might not attack at all. But formation will, at any time during the turn, let me change 1 to 3 formations of units, so I can put all of them into line formation before they attack. So I'm going to take that and let that 1 cavalry attack me first. And that, by the way, is not assigned to anybody, just kind of hangs out by the board. Alright, now there are 3 battle plans. Okay, forward, this is an advance, and then they form line, and then they attack. So I want to give this to someone who's far back enough that they want to actually get that extra attack. We'll do this guy. Next is melee. If they're at 1 range, they advance, which can do extra damage to us. And then if they're infantry, they attack. So if I put on one of the infantry, they won't move at all. They'll just hang back there since they're not within 1 range. And then, we got a horizontal special order. This one does not count against their 3 battle plans, so I'm going to draw again. But it does mean that every single unit this turn gets +3 on their activation rolls where they check if they actually do their order. Alright, nice. We got another melee. Let's give it to another one of these guys, so only 2 of them will move up to get shot by us. Alright, so we are resolving this cavalry. He wants a 4 to do 1 hit, a 2 to do 2 hits. Please, no. God! Now, I have to do damage to my line guys, the L's here, but I can have each of them take 1, so they're both still alive. A terrible roll for me. Then these melee guys do have to roll to see if they activate, so they each need a 4. First one does not do it. Actually, it's a 7 with the officers. Second one does not do it, so they just do nothing. These guys advance into firing range. Oh, and sorry, I should have changed the cavalry to be in line formation. That happens when they attack automatically. And this guy with the forward order advances automatically, and will also bring up the weakest of the cavalry. Alright, well that really messed things up, but I'll still, I think, do my original plan. I'll use formation to put all these guys into line formation. Now all 4 of them will shoot, and I'll also bring up 2 cavalry, I guess. I can't fit anybody else yet. Alright, so my first guy needs a 9 to hit, gets it. And we can just straight up kill their cavalry since they only have 1 hit point. Next guy needs a 2, nope. 3, oh awesome. We had some luck as well, that'll damage one of them. And last guy needs a 7, got it. So we can finish him off, and yeah, that'll actually take away more of their firepower. Then we have our route check. I'm at 66 and they're at 33, so we do double them, but that's not enough to mean anything. So we're going into our final battle turn. And if neither of us routes the other, we're going to come down to a random roll for whether we hang out and fight again, or whether one of us retreats. And again, for my 1 order, I'm going to take a chance. I'm hoping that guy will miss. I'll go ahead and give one of my 2 cavalry an engage order, so if we all survive, he'll charge in, hopefully do 1 damage from the charge, and then also do an extra attack. Alright, but let's see what the enemy orders are. Oh wait, I forgot to roll for my sweep. Come on, come on, come on. No! Oh man, that would have been huge. I would have gotten 3 attacks with each of these cavalry, which are my best units. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to engage with that guy. Now let's draw their battle plans. Okay, first we have a wedge, which again advances and attacks. Definitely going to give that to one of the guys in the back. Then we have aimed, which attacks but doesn't move. So let's give that to one of these guys so they never do anything. Oh, and then we have one of the worst ones we could have drawn. I hate this one. Close ranks, it's another special, so I'll redraw. But they're going to cancel the first damage I deal on them this turn. Then finally closing, another advance and shoot. Luckily I have one more guy that won't actually affect us. So only one guy's going to get a shot on us right now. So he goes in a line formation. Come on, let's hope he misses. Yes, he needed a 3 and he got a 4. Awesome. Then the aim guy won't move at all, so we're not really worried about him. These 3 guys that will move up into range. And then it probably doesn't matter, but we'll roll for each of these guys. The one on the right needs a 6. He got it, so he will close. And the one on the left also needs a 6. He just stays where he is. Alright, so I can resolve in whatever order I want. And if I can get lucky and do a lot of damage, maybe I'll rout them and get to keep on attacking. Although the closed ranks is not going to help. So let's have my 9 guy attack first. He does hit, barely. And I always want to straight up destroy people if I can. Oh wait, no. The closed ranks goes off, so his hit is wasted. Okay, now the 2 guy. Oh, almost. I should have saved that for the 3 guy. Who misses? My 7 guy hits. So I will destroy the cavalry with 1 life. Now instead of attacking, I'm going to march forward with these guys, because I get to do a shock roll against the lowest quality unit here. And what that means is they have to roll their combat value or less, or they take 1 damage and retreat away. But if they're in column formation or in their approach or reserve, they don't get to roll at all. So I'll go ahead and say this guy, since they're all the same, he'll get hurt and run away, so a little bit more likely than just rolling for an attack. And this guy I don't have to roll for his engage, because he's in a column. So he'll advance with -2 shock, so he'll automatically hurt that guy. And then he gets to attack. And when you're in melee, you get +3/+3, so he's an 8/6 right now. A 6 will do 2 damage. Come on, come on. Ah, just 1. And he has to hit the guy in the same space as him. Alright, so the only way this battle will continue for me to potentially kill more of these guys is if I rout them. Let's see. They've got 26. I didn't take any damage, so I've still got 66. So not quite there, but very close. So now we roll on the withdrawal table. 1 to 2 would be best for me since I'm winning. That'll have us fight again. 3 to 5 means they retreat, which isn't the worst. 6 to 8 means I have to retreat. That would be devastating. And 9 to 10 means we both just hang out in this space. That would also not be very good. Let's hope for that 1 or 2. Ah! Alright, so they retreat, which again is better than me retreating, but not great. And all of them are going to retreat to a random space adjacent to the battle where there are either no units or friendly units for them. And quite honestly, I kind of hope they go to Leipzig so I can just take them all out at once. So we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, reroll a 10. Oh, and they're going down to Bamberg. I don't like that. But one positive thing, the garrison that the Fog of War gave them, any static units like that go away when they retreat. Well, I didn't crush them utterly like I wanted, and I hate having them in my backyard now. It's really going to slow me down. But I have another battle to resolve. Here I do have more than 3 times their force, so we still do a Fog of War to see if anything changes, but if they don't get some reinforcements, they should be dead pretty easily. Unfortunately, though, they still have enough supplies to add +2 to the roll. And they're going to get 3 +5. which means I could move Napoleon to this battle from wherever he is, and it would be 2 rounds. But there's not much point in doing so because I have 15 power and they only have 3, so this guy's enveloped and just immediately destroyed. Alright, now that I've resolved all my battles, I have the option to force march with some or all of my supplies. Napoleon can move 1 space for free, and for every other unit I want to move 1 space, I have to spend 1 of my 6 supplies. Now, why does it matter? This scenario has an instant loss condition if by the end of November, so by the end of turn 2, I'm not holding Munich, Dresden, and Berlin. And then even nastier, by the end of December, turn 3, I have to have Warsaw, so I need to hurry up if I can. So this is tough. I could force march Napoleon, some of my guys, into Leipzig and take a city before it gets any extra defenders because they roll for cities to gain bonuses every round. Or I could move in here, finish off the Prussians, and then try to go into Leipzig and then maybe force march into Dresden next turn. I could even be a little wacky and send these guys into Berlin and potentially take it. But yeah, I think this time I'm going to finish off the Prussian army. I can't stand to have them behind me. And then I'll plan to go into Leipzig and force march into Dresden next turn, and then I get to force march into Warsaw the turn after that. So Napoleon, remember, doesn't cost anything. And then I can bring him up to 6 units. Let's definitely bring my 3 cavalry, because if they can finally get their power off, that'll be great. I'll bring my 2 strongest infantry. What the heck, I'll bring 1 more. So I am spending all of my supplies. And we're doing another battle. Let's roll for Fog of War. They don't have enough to get a bonus this time. And it's a 2. Oh, sweet. 3 turns. That's not too bad. And I gained 2 supply points. Definitely like that. So coming back to the battle sheet, we've got 3 turns. They've got 3 battle plans. I'm certainly going to take Sweep to try to get that to go off again. And I think I'm going to raid them as well to try to steal their 2 supply points. So once again, I'll have just 1 battle plan. We'll see if it works out. My 3 cavalry will be in the reserves. These guys will be in the approach. And I guess I'll have them in column to maybe charge forward. And then I randomly put 4 of their guys in the approach. Man, they got a lot of weak guys left. Alright, raid happens right at the start. I just roll and I'm hoping for a 5 or less to steal all their supply points. And nope, I only stole 1. Now let's go for that sweep again. Yes! So basically how this works is I roll 3 attacks for each of these guys, total up the hits, and I have to apply them from the rear forward. Okay, so the first guy is 7 or a 4 for double hits. So that's a miss. That's 2. Oh my gosh, 4 hits so far. And the other 2 guys are 6-3, so we got 4 hits. Oh my gosh, 6 hits. 8 hits. 9 hits, and last guy. 11 hits. Okay, this is good. 13 hits. And wow, 15 hits. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they're all super duper dead. And by the way, after they sweep, the cavalry goes back to the map, so they can't help out in the rest of the battle, but here, of course, it didn't matter. So now you can see my frustration with that not going off during the regular battle. I wouldn't have had to waste all that time. I could have captured one of those cities, but so it goes. Okay, after forced marches and their battles, I have my resupply. In a lot of scenarios, it's based on like how many cities you hold or those kind of things, but here I just get 7 supply points automatically. And I can hold on to those supply points to do force marches and stuff. I can reconstitute damaged units for 2 supply points and flip them back to their healed side. I can also recruit fortifications and recruit for their strength value. But this one is kind of all about the force marches, so I'm just going to use 2 to fix 1 of my 2 injured guys. I'm going to save all the rest to try to smash through these cities as quickly as I can. Alright, next we have the enemy turn. If we had any movable enemies, including their own reinforcements, they would get to take orders, but clearly we don't. Then we would resolve battles, and now we just have their resupply. In this case, we're going to roll for each city. If they get a 1, they get a fortification. If they get a 2, they get a garrison. 3 to 6, they get 1 draw from the reinforcement bag, which includes some weak reinforcements, plus all the guys I've defeated. 7 to 8, they get 2 reinforcements. 9 to 10, they get 3 supply points added to their supply. So let's go for Berlin. That's 2 reinforcements. Pretty tough cavalry and a basic recruit. Leipzig. Just a fortification, which honestly I don't love because those can shoot at you from across the battlefield since they're cannons. Dresden. Gets 1 reinforcement, a weak little recruit, and I love these guys because they get taken out with 1 hit. Prague gets a recruit. Here, let's roll for all of them. Warsaw gets 1 recruit, and Friedland gets 1 recruit. Danzig gets a garrison. We got a couple of our Prussian guys back. And that is it. We're going into November. All the big reinforcements, including all the Russian forces, will show up next round. But remember, the big thing this round is I have to take Dresden and Berlin, and I guess probably Leipzig as well. And with that bad reinforcement roll, I'm going to have a tough time taking Berlin with just these 3 guys and no Napoleon to help them. Well, so it goes. This might be a very quick playthrough indeed. Let's rush into Berlin. all of these guys into here. I guess we'll bring Ney as well, and Napoleon, of course. This one should get encircled basically immediately, and then, I don't know, hopefully I'll roll something that brings the Napoleon in here, or some other units, and gives me a better chance of defeating them. So let's do the big Napoleon battle first. They don't have enough supplies to give a bonus, so they're just getting a 2, which means I gain 2 supply points. That is huge for me needing some force marches. And again, they've got 13 strength, so no way are they holding up. They just immediately fall, and we take the city. But up here, things are much less certain. Let's see how the dice go. A 3 means I gain 1 scout, and it's going to last 4 turns. Neither of those is necessarily what I wanted, but hey. Scouts can be used for a bunch of things. You can discard them to reroll the Fog of War roll. You can discard them when an army on the board is being ordered to reroll their order. And you can discard them to reroll an insight roll, like when I want to do my sweep. And this battle will be quite a bit simpler to resolve. I'm only going to draw 2 orders for the enemy because garrisons and fortifications can't get orders. These guys won't move, but the cannon will shoot at me every round. They just shoot the closest person unless someone's in the cannon space. And I'm just going to try to charge forward and hopefully get the 3-1 advantage. And actually, to that end, I'm kind of thinking I might want to do a charge with my cavalry. Because both this cavalry and this recruit only have 1 hit point each. So if I charge in and make one of them retreat, they'll be dead. And then I can shoot the other one and then try to charge into the garrison and the fortification. So yeah, we'll have him kind of leave the rest behind and see how that goes. All right, now we draw our 2 orders. Okay, let's see. Rush. If column, no roll. If it's a cavalry, they advance. And then they advance no matter what they are. So I don't want that on the cavalry because I want him to be right here so I can charge into him and kill him automatically, hopefully. Okay, then for the recruit. Nice, wedge. He's going to roll and see if he can advance. I hope he does, but he probably won't. And then he'll try to shoot, but he won't be in range. All right, so the cavalry goes first, and he just charges right up. And then, come on, recruit. Come on, recruit. Oh, no, he just stays there. Okay, garrison doesn't do anything. Fortification shoots at us and misses. Awesome. All right, let's actually have Klein go last because I want him to advance twice and then shoot. So let's have Beaumont march up first. This guy needs to roll a 6 or less to not be shocked, so he's fine. And then, okay, so he is dead already. And then Klein gets to advance again. Unfortunately, no shock there. And then he can attack. So a 5 will do 1 hit, a 3 will do 2. Yes! And these are both P, so I'm going to just take out that garrison straight up. They're much more intimidating. Let's see, let's check for route. We've got 15, they've got 6. Oh, 1 shy. We go into 3 rounds left, but clearly we should be pretty okay. And a bit of a goofy move here. I'm going to put Prepare on Mortier. That means he'll get to move before they attack, which means he can shield Klein and hopefully take 1 damage if they get through with that. I could instead have Klein repair and charge into the recruit, but really the cannon's what I'm more worried about. But speaking of the recruit, I still draw 1 plan. Oh no, he's going to have an aimed attack. That means he'll be much more likely to hit. Ooh, but good for me, he's not in line formation, so he has to roll a 3 or less to even activate that. Alright, so before that happens, I'm going to march up with Mortier. Okay, now this guy tries to activate his aim, so he does nothing. That was fabulous. But now the cannon, will it hit us? No! So I guess I didn't need to do the whole thing I did. Alright, then Beaumont will march up, and clearly Klein will march in. So this guy has to roll a 2 or less. Oh no, that's right. He's in column formation, so he automatically runs away and dies. And now at the end of the turn, the route check, we have 15 to 4, so all fortifications and garrisons are destroyed immediately. Awesome, we took Berlin. Alright, so now we just have to take Dresden, and then remember next turn we have to take Warsaw with all these new units on the board. So let's send Napoleon in for free, and then how many of these resources do we want to use? I mean, the key thing is, anybody who's not in Dresden this turn won't be able to get to Warsaw next turn, so I guess I want to bring as many people as I can, or at least 7, since that's how many more supplies I'm getting. So let's bring my cavalry crew, that's 3, and my 3 best infantry, so that's 6. And let's bring one of my line guys, the one I healed, as 7, just to be kind of a meat shield again. So that's going to leave me with 3 supply, but I'm about to get 7 more. Let's roll for Fog of War. Oh, they got a 9. It means I have to roll for one of my random French-occupied cities and take 1 hit there. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to be Berlin. I don't like that. I guess I'll hurt my only infantry there. And then I'm 99% sure these guys are totally enveloped. Oh, yeah, we have a ton. So they're just dead. So very nice. Unless this single unit somehow charges in and takes out our entire position here, we will definitely be good for November at least. So we get 7 more supply. Remember, most of it is going to be needed to force march. But I think I can afford 4 to heal both of my damaged guys, I guess. I'll try to raid some more as Napoleon if I get the chance. Alright, now this time we do have some mobile enemy units who are going to move. And it says right here, if they have 1 to 2 supply points, they'll spend 1 to add +1 to everybody's order roll. If they have 3+, they'll spend 2. So they're going to spend their only supply. And you can go whatever order you want. So we'll have Brunswick, we're adding +1. He gets an 8, becomes a 9. And 9 says French held city ×2. So he's going to move twice to get to the French city he can reach that has the weakest strength, which is going to be Munich. We won't do the battle until we see where everybody else goes. This witty little recruit is going to go 9 as well. So 2 to the French city he can reach, which is Dresden. Good luck, buddy. You'll die immediately. And then finally this guy over in Friedland gets 10 to 11. So he's going to advance twice. That means he's going to move 2 towards the weakest French unit he can reach, which will be into Berlin. Okay, now we resolve these battles in whatever order we like. I just hope they don't steal my resources. So let's do Dresden first. 6. Oh, it means I can move 1 mobile French force to this battle. That's great. It means I can just pick up one of the guys I left behind, and there we go. And then clearly he's enveloped, so I don't need to do anything else. Okay, over this one. 7. If they had supplies, I would steal 2 of them. Besides that, this guy's enveloped and dead. Okay, and the last one, also won't have to fight it unless he gets a boost. 9. Inflict 1 hit on a random city. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that'll be in Dresden. Ah, man. Where's that little line guy? There he is. Take another hit, buddy. All right, but then he is also enveloped. So they got a bit of a bonus from the Fog of War, but I wiped out all their reinforcements, so that's good. All right, now we roll for their cities, which clearly they have fewer of. So Prague will get a fortification. Danzig will get 2 reinforcements. Yuck. Warsaw will get 2 reinforcements, and Friedland will get 3 supply points. Oof, 2 powerful cavalry over there. That's not going to make things easy. All right, so now we're going into December, which means the Russian army has arrived. Boom! Giant force there. Boom! A giant force there. And a few more Prussians in Thorn. But hey, Napoleon gets 2 extra pretty powerful French units where he is. Now remember, by the end of this turn, I have to take Warsaw. Oh man, this is going to suck. Because clearly if I get a bunch of people there, they're going to come down and try to smash me right out of it. And I got to at some point take Prague, at some point take Danzig. Alright, so let's send Napoleon up with I think his entire crew, right? I mean, I guess I could just send some of them into Prague right now. If I can only force march 6 of them anyway. Yeah, I think I probably should. So I'm going to take 6 units with Napoleon there, send 4 to attack Prague. Clearly I got to move somebody up to hold Dresden or I lose immediately. Let's leave my weakest guy behind in Leipzig, move them up to Dresden. Although, I don't need all of them. Let's move Ney up there, send the rest to Berlin, and then next turn... Oh, though, wait. I don't want them to be able to charge in here. Ah, crud. Alright, let's split our forces a little bit. Alright, we'll see how the Prague battle goes, and then we can force march into Warsaw to take that. It's a Fog of War. They don't have enough to spend a bonus on it. And don't forget I can use a scout to reroll if I get a result I don't like. Move Napoleon into the battle. No, I don't want to do that. But I'll just leave it. That means it's only a 2-round battle, though. That's not great. And they just have cannons and garrisons. They're not going to draw any orders, but man, I got to charge there as quick as I can. I could have one of my cavalry charge as their action for the turn. They would let them get a chance to shoot the garrison this turn. But the negative of that is next turn they'd be kind of hung out to dry for the fortifications to shoot them. So yeah, I think I'm just going to do a basic advance for all of them. So no orders for the enemy. Let's just roll for the fortifications. Please miss. Yes. And oh! Alright, so we'll take it on the only veteran, because otherwise I'd have to kill my veteran cavalry. Okay, then we'll all march up, and then it's turn 1. And now I'll definitely have my cavalry charge in. First, let's see if the fortifications hit us. Yes! And yes. This is the first time my units have died. They go off into my reinforcements, and I can buy them back. And just like other units, they cost their strength to bring back. You can bring them back reduced, although you can't heal them for 2 that round, or at full strength. Alright, now we gotta roll for my cavalry, see if they successfully do their thing. Although it's guaranteed, because he has a 10. So he advances, let's roll for shock. No, they definitely fail with a -3, so they are hurt. But garrisons don't retreat, so he's just gonna roll his attack, which actually I prefer, because now he's got the +3/+3, so he needs a 6 to get double hits. Come on. Nope, just, oh wait, actually that's 0 hits. I needed an 8, so wow. Alright, so neither of us outnumber the other, but if I roll them retreating, then they all die immediately, so please, please, please. Or I roll me retreating, darn it. That seems to have not been worth it. Ah, man. Alright, they'll go back to Dresden. And these guys are still holding Prague strong. Alright, now I'll spend all my supplies to get Napoleon's 6 guys and himself into Warsaw. Let's see if this goes better. Roll for Fog of War. A 6. Ooh, I can move 1 mobile French force to this battle. Heck yes, I will teleport them across the board. I think I'll send Ney over there. And the battle's going to be 4 turns long, which should be enough to mount these guys up. Or wait, do I just destroy them immediately? They've got 13. And I've got 41, so yeah, they're all dead. But I'm really happy about getting that extra guy, because that gives me a better chance to get the Russians in a moment. So I get 7 supply points again, and now I feel better about spending them, because I don't have to rush everywhere. So let's certainly fix up this guy for 2. Well, let's bring back the guy who just died in Dresden, I think, and I'll keep 2 for myself. Alright, now we get to the enemy turn. This could be big. Now, each map will tell you how big the groups of enemies are, so what I do is I take all of the units of the same nationality, and like random reinforcements are their own nationality. And for this map, I divide them into groups of 4. So over here, I've got a Russian group of 3, of 4, and of 4. And they have 3 supplies, so they're going to spend 2 of them to get +2 to all their rolls. And I'd actually love for some of them to come in, just not too many. So let's roll for the group of 3 first. So +2, that means they're going to go toward a French-held city. So yeah, they're going to Warsaw. It's kind of hard for all these guys not to go to Warsaw. Alright, now the group of 4 also go in there. No point in re-rolling these. And last one, yep, also go in there. Let's roll for these 2 Prussians over here. Okay, they are advancing, which means they'll go toward the weakest place. So let's see, Dresden is 17. And this one is way more, so they're going to Dresden, but I think I can deal with them. Okay, these guys in Thorn. 4 + 2 is 6. So they're also coming into Warsaw, but again, there's not much I can do about it. Finally, the Russians up here are a group of 4 and a group of 1. The big group, 5, so they're moving 1 towards the closest French-held city, but they don't get there, so I definitely like that better. And the group of 1 gets a 12. So they'll advance twice towards the weakest group. Which means they would also be in here. I think I can handle all of them, so that should be fine. Now let's actually do this one first, maybe? I don't know. Sure, let's see how this goes. Fog of War. A 1. Ooh, that's cool. That means if Napoleon's not there, we get to pick an insight anyway, and we still get our 1 command. Now, it's only a 2 battle turn battle, but I'm kind of thinking I'm going to go for the chance of the sweep working, because they won't even reach me otherwise, I don't think. Yeah, and if the sweep happens, they're done with 2 strong cavalry here, so let's try that. And I guess my guys will set up in column, because they can do nothing the first time, but then try to charge forward the next turn. Alright, so first let's roll for the sweep. 1 through 4, we use Napoleon's skill, even though he's not here. Ah, darn it. I could discard my scout, but nah. And let's see, do I want to give them any action? Well, in case anybody gets lucky and charges through, I'll give a volley action to shoot better right here. Alright, there are 3 things. Okay, aim, which means they won't move. Let's give that to the infantry, I guess. So now let's give it to one of the cavalry. Okay, forward, they'll move and then try to attack. Clearly they won't. Oh, you know what? Actually, I cheated. The aim would have had to have gone on this guy. So then I would have had to put the forward on 1 cavalry, which means this cavalry will get a wheel. He'll advance twice and then shoot at us. So that's not great. But at least the volley will go off. Alright, so the forward is no roll, so he just advances. The aim doesn't matter what he rolls. But this guy needs to roll a 6 or higher. And I'd rather him not. Oh, he didn't, so he does nothing. I guess probably for the best. So my volley doesn't happen. This guy could move forward, but no, he'll just stay where he is. And these guys will also stay where they are for now. Alright, only 1 more turn. Come on, insight. Get that sweep. Yes! So they're each 5-3, so we're rolling 6 attacks. So that's miss, miss, come on. Miss, other guy. Miss, 1 hit, and miss. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, we can hit either of these guys, but actually they're weaker qualities, so we'll kill their cavalry. These guys are both removed. And I'll go and give an engage order to this guy, so if this guy runs forward, we can go in and basically automatically kill him. But first we gotta see what their 2 orders are. Okay, so melee, which means this guy basically won't move, because remember it has to go to the higher quality first. Ooh, the cavalry will try to move forward and attack. So once again, I kind of hope they miss their roll. Nope. So they're advancing. They're attacking at +2, so they need a 6 to do 1 hit, a 4 to do 2. Oh my gosh. So that's going to knock this guy down. Wow. And then they're going to form a line. All right, now I'll advance. So they need to roll a 2 or less and not die from the shock. Nope. And then I would attack, but I can't. So luckily they don't outnumber me by 3. But that means we come down to the random roll. And if I retreat, then I lose because I need to hold Dresden at the end of the turn. Nope, they retreat. Great. Well, they're going to be annoying about it potentially. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4 possibilities. We'll take 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6, 7 to 8. So that's... darn it. They're just reinforcing that place I couldn't take last time. All right, now another must-win battle, but at least Napoleon's there. Let's roll for our Fog of War. Ooh, a 10 would add a reinforcement. No, let's use our scout and reroll that. 5, I could move Napoleon there. So by the way, our strengths are almost equal. I only got 2 turns. Man. Definitely going to go for the sweep. And I think terrain, and I guess just let me have 1 action again. So let's put our cavalry in the back. Hopefully they'll have better luck. By the way, I shouldn't have seen what these guys are before I put my guys, but it's not a big deal. I think I only have 4. Yep, there we go. So we're making a 3-round battle. Let's roll for the sweep first. Nope, not the first round. And for my 1 action, I'll have my best guy do the engage action. Let's draw for them. Okay, assault is an advance and attack, so let's just do that on somebody random back here. Okay, closing is advance and attack. Again, I want something where they don't move, but I guess it doesn't matter much at this point. Oh, there we go. That's just what I wanted, an aim. So I'll have 1 of the infantry not move. All right, so this guy's going to move up, he's going to move up, he's going to move up, he's going to stay. I'm going to roll to see if this guy advances. Yes, he does. I can advance 2 more. Let's get some more of these fairly weak Russian infantry to move up. All right, my guys will all advance, and he will then attack. 10 or less hits, so 1 does double damage, almost. So let's defeat 1 of these cavalry. Okay, down to round 2. Come on with sweep. Yes! All right, so 7-4 first. So that's a miss. 2 hits. 3 hits. First 6-3. Oh, yes, so that's 5 hits. 7 hits. This is what I like to see. 9 hits. And my last 6-3. Oh my god, 11 hits. Nothing. Oh, wow, 13 hits. Okay, yikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right. This army's looking a lot more manageable now. I'm going to go and use the square order on Ney, I guess. And that means before the cavalry activates, he'll get to shoot at him and basically automatically kill him with the +4 bonus. Our first order is a wedge where they'll move up and attack. Let's give that to the cavalry since he'll be dead. Next is an aimed where they won't move. Let's give that to one of the strong guys in the back. And last is another wedge. Let's give it to this guy. He has a slightly lower chance of activating. All right, so my square goes first, and again, I can't miss, so the cavalry is gone. This guy's going to turn and shoot. And miss. Nice. The aim guy is not going to move. The wedge guy needs to roll a 5 or less. Yes, he just stays. So only this guy comes up. That was fabulous. And let's see what I want my other 3 guys to do. Clearly he can shoot at them. And he's a 9 to hit. Yes. I'm thinking I'll just have the other 2 guys charge up because I'm pretty sure they're going to rout regardless. So yeah, this guy will charge up first. Doesn't have to roll for it because he's in column. So he'll have the guy who's in column and automatically fails retreat back. And this guy will charge up. He needs to roll a 2 or less. And he does not, so he is dead. Well, this one certainly went well. They are definitely routing. So they're all going to move away 1. So I think I'll put a flank order on one of my 2 guys up ahead. He'll advance twice with a shock bonus on the second one, and then get an attack as well. So they all run away. These guys can move up, but doesn't really matter. And then he will charge in. And they all automatically fail. And if someone suffers shock while they're in their reserve, they die automatically, so I'm going to kill the guy who's fully healed. And then I get an attack. I'm +3/+3 for melee, so a 10 will do 1 damage, a 3 will do 2. So nice, I take out one of them. And then before they get the chance to run again, I'm going to prepare, so I'll go before them, and it's going to be a 10, so automatic kill. Wiped them out. Now that right there, that felt a little Napoleonic. So all we got now is some garrisons and a fairly weak force of Russians at Thorns, besides the reinforcements they're about to get, and we could win this thing. And the second we control all the cities, that's it in this scenario. So speaking of the reinforcements, Danzig's getting one guy, down here getting one guy, and up in Friedland, what's that, a garrison. The problem is we still have some pretty strong cities, and I guess we consolidate our forces, but I want them to come in and steal from us. Although now, with most of the forces destroyed, and if Napoleon goes in there, I'm not too worried about that. Alright, so we're going into February. This is better than Napoleon did. He won in June. I don't think I'm going to win until July, if even then. Let's leave one guy behind in Warsaw, and then try to take out all these Russians. And as for these guys, I could charge in with 4 units here and have a decent chance of winning. Yeah, what the heck, let's try it. But I'm definitely not going to try attacking down there again. Right, let's do Napoleon's battle first. Fog of War. I gain a scout. Ooh, that's nice, because I can use it on the other battle. It's going to be a 3-turn battle. And I think I feel some sweeping coming, so we'll kind of do a similar thing to last time. They've only got 4 basic infantry, so not too worried about these guys. 3 battle turns seems like enough, so I'm going to sweep and raid their 1 supply. Wait, don't even have to roll for it. That'll leave me with 1 action. Let's roll for the sweep. Oh, wow, right away. Alright, 7-4. That's 1 hit. 2 hits. 4 hits. 6-3. That's 6 hits. I just need 8. Miss. And 7 hits. I just need 1 more. Last guy. 8 hits. Okay, they're all dead. Alright, but now in a way, the more important battle in Danzig. We got our scout if this goes poorly for us. Ooh, a 6. I can move 1 mobile French force to this battle. Yes, please. Let's send one of Napoleon's powerful veteran infantry, because they aren't even really doing anything over here to help out. And it's going to be a 4 battle turn. Not much choice for the enemy. They only have 1 regular unit. Let's see. For us, I think I'll keep 1 cavalry back, because they can charge up quickly. I could spend 2 supply to get a 2nd battle action. Do I want to? Yeah, you know, I think I kind of do. So it's going to give me 2 battle actions. And for the first one, I'm going to have this cavalry in the back charge up. And my best infantry shoot after they move. I'm going to throw in 1 order for the only guy that can take it. It's closing. He's going to move up and then try to shoot. No roll for that, so he just moves up. But their cannon shoots. Miss! No! I got 2 infantry. Let's hurt the weaker one. Alright, then for my guys, they'll all just march. Let's roll for the cavalry. Yes, he activated, so he can advance twice and then attack at 5-3. That's a hit. Love it. Then this guy automatically moves up. He forms a line. He's going to shoot at 8-1. Finishes that guy off. Nice. All right, pretty good start there. And this time I'm going to go a little crazy. Let's have these guys flank and cavalry charge again. Hopefully they'll just make their rolls. No orders for them, so just their cannon shooting. Come on, man. Do I kill these guys or weaken them? I'm going to kill these guys. All right, let's roll for it, because these are the important ones. They'll both charge in. Okay, so my first guy needs a 7. No! He does nothing. Okay, now my cavalry will probably be hung out. Oh, or they don't move either. Really? So these guys will just move up. Wait, will they? Because if they move up, they'll get shot by the garrison in a second. I guess they'll hang back. That was a terrible turn. All right, let's just try it again. Cannon shooting. Come on, man. I'm going to get rid of one of these cavalry. All right, roll for my infantry this time. Yes. Roll for my cavalry. Yes. Okay, awesome. Alright, so he'll come in, a shock -3, so we need a 2 or less. No, so they take damage, but they don't run away. Then he gets to attack at a 10-3, so we'll just do 1 damage. I guess I'd rather finish this guy off. Okay, and then he's gonna charge in. That guy also needs a 2 or less. Oh no, he didn't take the automatic damage. Alright, come on. 10, that's a miss. Wow. My luck, not the best. No, this guy will move up. Let's have one of these guys prepare. I guess he's the stronger one, so he'll go before they do. So he'll go ahead and attack. So he's a 10-3. Nice! So he hit this guy straight up. Double hit. Alright, now the cannon gets to shoot. Finally misses. And yeah, is he going to rout? 10-17. Yes, so we have captured it. But man, that was a bloody battle. Alright, I'm feeling pretty good. Do I want to use this one for a force march? I do kind of need to get these guys down here to help out. So sure, let's send my powerful infantry down there with my 1 supply. Okay, then I get 7 more supplies. I'm going to heal this guy for 2. And for the other 5, I think I'm actually going to recruit a cannon right here. I can give it the grape shot order, which helps it hit more, and I can try to take down some of these guys. Right, but first we're going to see where these 2 enemies move. Hopefully they don't move double and get one of my weakened places. Okay, 3 is random, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is good. They're going to abandon the city. Oh, they're actually attacking us. Glad I got that cannon. And that's it, so let's battle here. I have 19 and they have 6, so unless the fog of war is bad, I'll defeat them immediately. 7 means I steal 2 of their supplies, but we don't have any, so they're just dead. Loved that. Now let's roll. Come on, let's get some supply points. Don't get anybody there. 4, just 1 reinforcement. So was somebody weak? Yes, it is. The weakest it possibly could have been. And over there, not too worried about them, because Napoleon will take care of it. Oh, they get a garrison. Man, they got 3 of those things. Okay. All right, so going into June. We didn't get a superior victory. Let's see if we can get a historical one. So clearly Napoleon will charge him with all of his guys. And then, I mean, I'll move some guys down. But in the end, we're going to see if these 4 can take out these 4. We certainly have advantage in strength, but those cannons could very easily even things up. And now I kind of wish I'd saved 2 supply to give us an extra action, but oh well. Let's roll for Fog of War. A 2. I gained 2 supply points. Awesome. So hey, you know, I said I couldn't get an extra action? Never mind. Yeah, definitely. So I get 2 things every turn. I'm going to do a grape shot. Then I'll do an engage on these guys, I guess. Oh man, my cavalry's going to get blown up if they shoot at me. Now let's throw all the 1 order for the recruit. And good, it's closing because I wanted them to move up. So they will go like that. Double cannon, miss. Miss, and come on, come on, come on, miss, yes! I'm sorry, this is a 3-turn battle. Right, this guy will advance, this guy will advance. I'm actually going to have him go first, because if he kills this guy, then the cannon can shoot behind him. He's got a 5-1 attack. Enough, this guy's gone. All right, you can do it, cannon, you can do it. The grape shot gives him a 2-1 bonus, so he's a 7-1. Oh, almost got the double hit, but it does take out the garrison. Now, if we can get someone in the same space as the fortifications, then they can't shoot at all. So down to round 2. Let's see, we've got 10, 19, they've got 8, so nope. All right, this time after the shooting, I'm going to have one of my cavalry charge up and try to get an attack on them. And I'll still give this guy a grape shot. Cannons. Yes. And no. All right, so we'll just damage our infantry. That's fine. All right, let's do our grape shot. Yes, another hit. Awesome. Okay, now this guy, oh, he automatically activates, so it's an advance, shooting at 5-3. No, these guys will advance, but we're totally fine because guess what? Actually, we almost outnumbered them, 17-6. But here's the key thing. I'm going to give this guy prepare. Before they shoot, he's going to move into their space, and once they have someone in their space, they can't attack anymore. But my cannon can't shoot anymore, so I guess I'll have my infantry flank. So he moves in automatically, and they automatically fail their shock, so let's just go ahead and do that, I guess. And then he's going to run up, they'll fail again, he'll attack, and that's a miss, but it doesn't matter because clearly we rout them and they are dead. And with that, Prague has fallen. We got 1 more battle to cinch this up. Still got my scout, that's great. Let's see, a 7. Transfer 2 of the enemy supplies to you, and a 5 battle turn battle, I like that. So they've got a cannon and a crud ton of garrisons, but no orders. I've got Napoleon, and a bunch of cavalry. And 2 infantry. So here's one you haven't seen yet, Engineers. I have to roll a 3 or less this time instead of a 4, but if I do, I hit 1 hit on every single one of the guys here, because it's only garrisons and fortifications. So I'll take that and sweep, and I guess 1 action. Alright, so let's roll for the... I didn't even say. I was going to say Engineers, so you'll just have to take my word for it. That means they all take 1 damage, and that one's done. Okay, now the sweep, a 4 or less. No, not yet. Okay, and then I turn my 1 action... There's nothing really much to do, so we'll just hang out and have these guys advance. To have the cannon shoot, it's much less intimidating now. Okay, 4th round, let's see if the sweep goes off. It does, I'm pretty sure this is the end. 7, 4, 1 hit. 2 hits, 6, 3. 4 hits. 6 hits. Yeah, it's already it, they're done. So there you go. I wasn't sure if I would pull it off with that kind of rough result on the very first battle. But in June 1807, so I got the historical result for 20 points, I have captured all of the cities, wiped out the Russian and Prussian alliance. So there you go. That was a full campaign in Field Commander Napoleon. And again, there are tons of these in the box with a lot of variety. If you want to see my review on the game overall, click the link that just popped up. Good gaming, and I'll see you at the next stop.